gang? 24-hour fitness fanatics. Frank here around 12:50 this afternoon. Guys, as promised to some of you, I know I'm a little behind with this video. I wanted to touch base, so we're kind of all aligned, but just checking in, just seeing how you guys have been doing, and again, I just had a few notes that I'd like to share, and we'll go from there. But guys, it's Tuesday today. I think we're in week 6 of training, which is insane. Rosie, Lori, and I have really been doing a lot together. I know Julia also is just on a mission as well, and I know Firecrib and Maya are hitting it, and I see Ian at the gym, almost every day of the week, and he always has something to say to me, as in like how crazy and maybe not a great idea, or in his words, just bluntly stupid, or but I know everyone's putting in the work, guys, and we're talking about, like I said, I think week 6 of 18, so we're 12 weeks out, plenty of time ahead of us, and you know what, trust me, it makes no sense, but I'm actually rather excited to get there and see how it goes, because as I've said to some of you individually, it's crazy to think about how your body and mind is really going to respond when you reach that point where you've gone where you haven't gone yet. And we're just going to get to that. Thus far, in the past week, I literally, Lori, and Ro, and I'm sure everyone else who's been following the program, we strung together. We're supposed to do 10 and 8 this weekend. I always end up running a couple more, and I ended up doing 21.4 miles in less than 24 hours. So if you look at it that way, on both ends of the spectrum, I mean, me personally, if you look at it that way, and that's how we're going to be doing the training, it's 21.4 miles that I did within the 24 hours, but, they were nearly separated by 21 to 22 hours each. So, whatever's in between, you could do a lot more. So take that into context. Now, again, I'm going to go over a few things. I know I've already spoken I'm long-winded, and get used to that, because it's just, I'm pretty thorough. I've always been thorough, so hear me out here. Number one, in regards to training, as I've said via email, guys, the schedule is the schedule. It doesn't, everyone in here, you have 2 college students, 2 elite college or elite athlete collegiate students. All right. Ian, Lori, Julia, Rosie, myself, all working, all busy, all different schedules. So as everyone has been pretty much doing, you got to stick to what works for you. And regarding your training, you really need to listen to your body. I know emails and are sometimes words are just words, and I know you collegiate athletes may be rolling your eyes. All right, but you really have to listen to your body, guys. I'm sure, aside from like a walkathon, you've really not been through something like this. Not many people have. So you really got to listen to your body, all right? I know if you're a competitor, and believe me, I was a 3-sport athlete. I was more like a 5 or 6-sport athlete, because after structured, sports, I would always find time to play hockey and play basketball and tennis. I did it all, and I'm super competitive to this day. And, you have that mindset that tells you, more is more. More is more. More is more. I got to be the best. I got to perform. All right. And look, believe me, I'm about that. And I believe that I push and I push and I push. But you got to listen to your body to the point where, in this case, this is not something, anatomically, physiologically, psychologically, that this is something that the human body is supposed to go through. So unless you're an ultra marathon runner and you've done this before, please listen to my words. I've also taken, as much as Darren allows, he's let me in. And again, I said this from the beginning, we have the best textbook in person. All right. I don't need a textbook to tell you what the body and mind is capable of doing. And I'm a true mindset guy. But regarding your training, if you're feeling something's going on, and trust me, I've done it myself, where I feel like something's going on and it's hard for me to stop. And I think pushing through it and sucking it up is amazing. But in this case, when you're training for a 24, guys, things are not going to heal and things aren't going to recover enough. And if you have a setback, these aren't just going to be you being hurt. It's going to be a major injury. So please listen to your body. Please do what you're going to do. I understand pushing a little bit more, but you got to listen to your body. If you need to take the day or take a couple days, guys, we have about 83, 84 days left. All right? Take the time, recover, come back. Or instead of running, walk, which is, I'm going to touch base with that as well. All right? But please follow the program as much as you can. Don't double up because it's way more, it's way more than your body should be handling. All right? And it's not just going to be a physical issue. It's really going to weigh on your mind as well. Trust me. Overtraining and overwork. I know I've talked to Fire Crib about this. It is a real thing. All right? It is a real thing. I've experienced it firsthand in other ways. Going to the Middle East in the war, I trained and something up top cracked. It was not great. And it had a lot to do with overtraining and overstressing and that kind of mentality, that can-do mentality no matter what. So please, focus on what you're capable of doing. As I'm saying to you, all right, it's not a sprint. Guys, it's not even a marathon. It's an ultra marathon. Anything over 26.2 is considered an ultra marathon. This is whatever you're going to do in that time. And guys, we're all going to surpass 26.2. And I have no doubt in my mind that you guys are literally, whoever is involved in this is going to just crush what's going on. You guys are going to go above and beyond. But you got to make it there to be able to do that. So with that being said, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But guys, girls, Maya, Fire Crib, Kerry, listen to your body. All right, I understand and I appreciate and I respect it. From one collegiate ex-athlete to two others. Listen to your body. You're not going to run for 24 hours. Trust me, Darren has specifically said that. Darren doesn't even do that. Darren won Death Valley. Darren is a world-renowned runner. And the most he usually ever does is he does it by timing, by minutes. He'll do 8 minutes on and 2 minutes off. If you want to do it that way, or if you want to set it by X amount, like let me run a half mile and then walk a quarter, vice versa. That's something you have to change your mindset into, but it's something we could discuss. All right, but with that being said, guys, listen. Take the time when you need it. I'm not saying take weeks and months off, but if you do get hurt, you're going to miss time. And it's not going to get better because the mileage is ramping up. It is really ramping up. In a couple weeks, we're going to be doing 15, 18, 20-mile runs at a time, back-to-back days. So keep that in mind. All right? While you're running or while you're training and you have the capability to train hard, run hard. All right? Anything that you put your stress levels through or your body through is going to make it feel a lot easier on race day. All right? Also, other ways to train, always walk with a purpose. All right? These are simple things. All right? Park farther away. If you're going, let's say you have to go, I don't know, you got to go to the mall, or you got to go to Walmart, or you got to go to ShopRite. Park, first of all, we should be walking from distances. But because we're training, park farther away. Park a half mile, park 3/4. When I go to Morristown, I'll park a half to 3/4 mile away to where I'm going. And I'll walk with a purpose. I exaggerate my walks too. I may look moronic. I don't care. Don't I always look moronic? My point is, whatever you could do outside of the training, that's going to translate over to what we're doing, do it. Working your stride length, working your stride frequency. All right? Always do stuff with a purpose, and on the days you do not have it, all right, get involved with your own mind and say, oh my goodness, instead of being like, and I have a problem with this too, oh, I can't believe I can't run right now. Mentally, I feel horrible. And physically, I'm beat up. And you know what? You got to swallow your pride in this case because, like I said, if you're going to be doing 60, 70, 80, 100 miles, 125 miles, guys, you're going to have to walk too. I'm telling you that. Majorly, you're going to have to walk. So just swallow pride. Don't feel bad about it. And just continue to move. Constant forward motion. Constant forward motion. All right? I've had days where I just didn't have it both. And you know what? On those days, back, before all this, I would be sitting. I'd be like, I'm not done. I'm going to sit on the couch and I'm going to have some Samoas. Yeah, they just came in. I can't help them. I mean, that's why we run, right? But anyway, my point is, all right, on those days, even if you don't have your best, just keep moving, all right? It's still going to be a lot more effective, and we have 24 hours. We're going to be doing it straight. So, all right, next in line is nutrition, hydration, and I'll be quick with this. Guys, make sure you're hydrating, all right? It's getting late early. Yes, 84 days turns into, it'll turn into 10 days really quick. So it's very important to get your hydration levels together. I have some notes here, talking about pre-hydration, intra-hydration, and if you could do some formulations, a lot of Asians in this. Guys, about 0.17 or 0.17 to 0.23 ounces per kilogram of body weight. 1 kilogram is equivalent to 2.2 pounds. 2.2 pounds. All right, 1 kilo equals 2.2 pounds. So for me, for instance, if I'm 85 kilograms, I'm drinking about 20 ounces or, about 20 ounces pre. You could add electrolytes in there, and then, the intra-hydration while you're running. You never want to overfill yourself while you're running. All right, but usually they're saying anywhere based off of your weight, 8 to 16 ounces an hour. All right. The thing is, on your shorter runs, you're really not going to have to rehydrate until after. If it's like an hour run, you'd be all right. So having like pre-hydration is one thing, but you never want to overfill. All right. And you could tell there are ways to check hydration. You could weigh yourself before, include maybe how many ounces you may have had during, and then check your weight after, and then see how much weight you had lost, and then kind of get an idea, ounces based off of pounds, and then go from there. All right. Also, pre-workout meals, I do want to say, put an emphasis on that. As you know, it is, again, I'm not too keen on eating prior, but it is important, especially, if you're going to run for a longer duration. So having something 90 to 180 minutes before, or even 60 minutes, but making it something that's easily digestible is very key for glucose intake and for quick energy. So things like bananas, I'm sure you guys are aware of this, eggs, a smoothie, but nothing calorically dense, even oatmeal or even a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Nothing that's an over amount or an overabundance that's going to create what they call blood shunting, which prioritizes blood flow to the specific area that's in need. Say, if your body's going to break down food, blood is going to prioritize towards the stomach. So it helps break down, the nutrients. And thus, your arms and legs will not work as well. You may even cramp. So I'd venture to say about 90 to 200 calories prior, or 100 to 200 calories prior. And again, with that hydration in you, but give yourself that time for it to break down and make sure it's more of a liquefied intake. Like I said, bananas break down easily, oatmeal, but don't overload the oatmeal. Smoothies, nutrients that are going to get to your body quick, and they're not going to have to be broken down because they're pretty much already broken down. All right, that's pretty much me touching base there. But again, I want to re-emphasize this. Guys, Darren Wartz has been running for 25 years. This guy travels all over. For you athletes, again, I already touched on base. Do not overdo it. Listen to what he has to say. If you have questions, I'm preaching to what he would tell you, but if you need to hear it from the horse's head, go to him. Do not train for hours and, set up times where you plan on running for 24 hours. It's just your body and mind will break down. All right, so let's set some numbers in your head. Train the way you're training, but let's not get overboard. All right, we have the best teacher in front of us, guys. And that's all really I have to say about that. I'm super excited. I really am about this. I think it's incredible, the team that we have. And, this is a loop. It's not a loop, but we're running around a fairground. All right. But we're going to have a tent there. There's going to be people spectating. We're going to have our own little place, and we're going to all have one another. So I want you to be excited. This is something that, how many I would love, and I have to look it up, what the percentage of the population of the world would even consider doing something like this. It's crazy. Yes, absolutely. But you know what? I know a couple people that have done it, and why the hell can't it be us? All right. You guys signed up for a reason. Maybe it's to be pushed. Maybe it's to see if you have it in you. For me, I've seen Darren do it, and I'm like, you're out of your mind. I've seen Murad. I've seen Holly. I've seen Steve Reed do bike races and hundreds of miles and this and that. And you know what? I want proof that I could do it, or I want to know what I can do in that time. And on the way, I want to motivate people. And the people we have in here right now, guys, you're all capable. All right. It's just a matter of what you want to do. So I want you to set your goals. I want you to believe that you will achieve, and you absolutely can. All right. So keep your goal in mind. Like I said, my crazy 100-mile goal, and I asked Darren point blank, I was like, is this possible? I've looked at his number. I looked at his stats from years, and they're all updated. I saw he ran a 24 before he's doing these 3s and 6s, and he ran 104. And I'm like, oh, if Darren did 104, it's a pipe dream, Frank. But is it? Is it? We'll know when we know, right? We're not going to know what our mindset's going to be at that point. We're not going to know what our body's feeling like. We're not going to know what the terrain is like. But if you believe in what you strive to go out and get, then anything is attainable. All right? It isn't crazy. Yes, the idea of running a 24-hour race is maybe crazy. Running, walking, crawling, whatever it may be in your head that you need to do to get to your goal. All right? But the bottom line is, anything you put your mind to, you can achieve. All right? We're going to do this together. We're going to be there for one another. And it is going to be a tremendous event. And when it's all said and done, no matter how we finish, we are all going to feel accomplished. And it's going to be something that you will always remember in your life, that when the going gets tough, the tough kick ass. You could take it with you. You could talk to people about it. And by all means, guys, it's something you're going to be very proud of. All right? So pepper me with any questions. If you have anything with Darren, let's stay in touch. I did update my spreadsheet that I will be sending to you soon. I will also be running 10 miles this afternoon, probably around 2:30, 3 o'clock. All right? Again, we have the ability. We have the capability to do this. All right? There are no packs between lions and sheep. Or maybe there is. All right? There's another quote that I would like to say, but it's not politically correct anymore. But it's from a movie. There are no packs between lions and men. There are no packs between lions and the other people, will just say. But with that being said, guys, we have the power and capability. It's just what you think up here. It's what this is going to allow for the rest of you to be able to do. All right. With that being said, I'm proud of you. I love you guys. Guys, any questions, let me know. If you want to run this afternoon, I will see you soon. Let's go, guys. Let's give the people something to talk about. Let's shock the world. Talk to you soon.